Alright, so imagine it. You just finished Call of Duty World at War's amazing campaign. Ends the game. Nah. Now you're thrown into some random building in the middle of nowhere. Zombies coming out of everywhere. Goal, survive.
I don't think I will.
You probably
Imagine
won't.
that.
Noct is kind of brutal in World at War. I mean, two-hit system, not a very good knife.
No perks at this time.
No perks. I'm pretty sure that the Springfield was on the wall for 200 points, and it was worse than the starting pistol. Um, yeah, I mean, 3 rooms, a couple guns on the wall, mystery box. That's what you had to work with.
Yeah, only 3 doors to buy, right?
Actually,
You could possibly
there were
buy the one on the bottom
no,
floor to go
there's
straight to the
three doors,
box,
3 doors,
one up the
a couple
stairs.
walls. Yeah, no, staircase, spawn to box, box to upstairs. That's three.
Yes. So in the what was it? In the upstairs room, they had that sniper
Yeah,
too.
sniper in the cabinet.
Uh, It was like stupid expensive,
And then it was
but
literally
it
just a
wasn't even
normal
that good.
weapon with a
It
scope,
wasn't
but
anything.
it had a scope.
It wasn't anything. And this was the beginning of zombies for us.
Well, not
And
for
I think
us, but
people, for
yeah,
people, the
this
people.
was the first time people had seen this, and it was kind of crazy because at the time it was just a passion project for the developers.
Like, zombies, cool.
Yeah, they just
Let's
threw
do
it
it.
in as a little bonus at the end of the campaign. It's crazy 'cause you don't really see that kind of stuff anymore.
Yeah, but it started like a whole long trend of just Call of Duty, mainly Black Ops zombies. Now they've changed it a lot, but Black Ops Zombies was where it was at.
Yeah,
But they did do a lot of other zombies.
yeah. World at War would receive 3 map packs, and because of how well received Zombies was, that there would be an extra zombie map in every single DLC pack, starting with Verrückt. And Verrückt was kind of a game changer.
You get perks. Uh,
Yep.
the
Introduction
first
to
time
the
you get to
four
see
core.
perks. Yeah, you get Jug, Quick, uh, but double tap speed.
Or do you honestly have to think about
Think about. I
the
had to think
OG
about.
4 perks?
I had to. No, I had to think about it because at the time,
I was about to be
double
like,
tap
this man
was
says
doo doo.
Tombstone.
Hey, Tombstone is pretty fire. We're not there yet,
Right? But yeah,
but yeah,
four perks, a much bigger area to work with. But honestly, although you have more area to work with, the area is tighter than before, and the area is just one big like loop.
yeah, it's pretty stressful. Like once you actually have friends, especially whenever it separate you and your friend,
Oh yeah.
because like at the beginning, you either spawn together or you'll be split between each other by a door that's only unlockable by power.
Yeah, I believe
And
if you have 3 players, they spawn separately. Because do 2 players spawn together or separate?
I think there was a possibility of them spawning separate. I
I
might
think
be
it
wrong on
depends on
that
which
one.
game it is, but
Yeah,
either way, I love the idea of them separating people at spawn, and
it makes it really stressful.
it's not really done again. At least I can't think of a map that does that.
And it just makes it super stressful because like if you die,
Yeah,
you're
you're
dead.
done.
Like you're unless your buddy has enough points to sprint all the way across the map, get power, and get to you,
Yeah,
you're dead
you're
into
done
the
for.
next
Yeah.
round.
Um.
Is if you die, you gotta wait the entire round and then you can spawn back. That's
Yeah.
really it.
So pretty cool. But then we rule into Shinonuma, second
Shibo
DLC,
Booba. Shibo
Chibo
Booba.
Booba, as some know it.
Uh,
So if the first DLC included perks as a new addition, the second DLC ramps it up even more by bringing the perks back, but also adding the first wonder weapon, not counting the raygun. Uh,
yeah, I would say the Great Gun was in campaign, but there's that Easter egg for the campaign to
yeah, the
get.
raygun has been there since Noct, but Shinonuma includes the Wonder Waff, the first real wonder weapon, because it's the first with one shot potential.
Probably one of the coolest. Like it's got a really like a lot of cool designs on it too. Like
It
whenever you
is
see the
the
Wonder Wop, you're
lightning
like,
gun,
damn, okay,
big
yeah,
old lightning
it's
gun.
pretty badass seeing.
Yeah, I mean shoots just lightning, chains between enemies. The
The
Shinonuma,
bad part is
really
you get
famous
three
loops. Got the
bullets.
swamp loop and the one at the flogger.
The flogger.
Yes, sir.
I just
Um,
remember people killing you on the flogger. Like
yeah, I remember
you'd run
killing you
through
on
and
the
someone
flogger.
turned it on. Yeah, exactly. I
I never died to
would
it
say
though.
lots of fun stuff. Cap. I know that's a cap.
It's no cap, as I never activate it whenever I'm the only one around. But
Yeah, I
anyway,
just stay away from the traps.
the final DLC would be Derice. Probably one of the maps that's probably remember the most fondly. Introduced the Pack-a-Punch and teleporters.
Which Pack a Punch at this time was a real game changer because double tap was kind of doo doo uh, in the early games.
Yeah,
So like,
so double tap would change drastically between games. Once we get to Black Ops 2, but for right now, yeah, it's double tap's not very good. Jug can bug out if you get hit by the Wonderwaf's lightning yourself. It can bug out.
yeah,
Um,
there's a lot of stuff that like at the time is definitely needed to be worked on. But
yeah,
like we said,
World at War
it's a
was
new thing.
World at War was kind of buggy, but I mean, problems of the time. But yeah, that I
I
mean,
mean,
World at War it is remembered very fondly for good reason. It was very solid. All the maps made sense. I mean, it is
pretty
the
tough.
yeah, it's the foundation, and it sets a very good foundation for what the mode would be able to evolve into. So then we
Yeah,
we enter Black Ops 1 with
I
Kino
think
as the
I
starting
think
map.
this is probably like the thing that got people really into zombies was Black Ops One.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
Kino was my first map.
Yeah, same.
I remember playing it as a kid with like my mom.
Yeah, you definitely need to because whenever you're a kid playing this, it's really stressful and
Yeah,
kind
you're
of
like
freaky.
as a kid, like you're freaking out just fighting the zombies, and then it's like you finally like get to the point where you're able to make it to round 7 as a kid, and then like the dogs start
The
spawning, and
dog
you're like,
spotted.
What is that? What is that?"
What? I can't, because you're getting two shotted like all the time, and so like you're freaking out like playing it. It's a freaky game to play when you're younger, at this time.
Yeah, but in
Like
all honesty, though, it's an extremely solid map, and it is so nostalgic for so many people that it's remembered extremely well. But I mean, it
I would
didn't
say it's like a
add
top
anything.
tier map. Yeah, it's nothing too crazy.
It doesn't
It's
add
just
anything new.
so nostalgic.
Other than it replaces the Wonder Waff with a Thunder Gun. I don't know about
Oh, the
your
thunder gun
opinion.
is
I love
crisp.
the Thunder Gun. I
It's so
acknowledge
fun,
that it is not the best Wonder Weapon,
but it's just fun.
but it is very fun and it just feels good to use.
Whenever you use it, it launches the zombies like just it just launches them, and it's
Yeah,
just so funny watching the zombies ragdoll and
but
just
no
make
new
basically.
perks, no new mechanics or any of that kind of stuff. Um, you can say that it added a new weapon loadout
Yeah, I was saying new
because
weapons
it
and
had all
stuff
the Black
because
Ops
it's a new
1
game.
guns, but overall, very
Which
solid map in terms of
for,
layout.
for the older games, the guns aren't like super crazy good, I would say.
Yeah, but the pack-a-punches are a lot more interesting. Mustang and
Yeah, they do
Sally.
have some really cool pack a punch weapons. Mustang and Sally hits hard, even though
Yeah.
it's kind of bad to use at the time.
Yeah, for finishing the campaign, I believe it was finish the campaign. You could also enter a code on the terminal at the main screen,
Yeah, that's what it was.
and
You could sit there and
you could go to 5. And so now you have 2 maps on launch. 5, not remembered super well. Most people didn't really care for it. It was very difficult.
super
The
great,
Wonder Weapon was not
super.
good.
Oh, you can't just skip the intro. Whenever you load in, they do the intro.
Yeah, the intro is really cool. Um,
It's such a
yeah,
good intro. Like once you watch it, you're like, damn,
fucking
that's meme
Caster with the
worthy.
dual shotguns.
Freaking
Or
just
what
the
was it,
entire thing.
Castro?
Like every time they sit
No,
there
it's
and just
Nixon, wasn't it?
Yeah, Nixon's in there.
And Nixon with the dual shotties. Oh man.
And
But yeah, the Winter's Howl not good.
not a great. Oh,
Not
that
good.
scientist
The
dude running around too and just
Yeah,
messing up your
Pentagon
day.
Thief, very not cool.
Ah, a
Um,
little cool though, cause like you get like the somewhat Easter egg type stuff of turning on all the things to get pack a punch. Like
yeah, the
it's
DEF
getting you
CON
into
switches.
steps.
And then if you
Like
the cool thing about the Pentagon Thief though, you kill him, bonfire sale,
yeah,
then your
makes
pack
it
a
to where
punch
you,
is dirt cheap.
which I think doesn't really get brought back that much.
No, I
I'm
don't
just
think
remember
it's
the
in any other map at all.
yeah,
I don't think it's
is
ever
it-
brought back.
yeah, that's my like it's crazy to see because like I feel like people would love that,
Yeah.
especially since it was pretty hard to kill him. I'm not gonna lie, like unless you got lucky and had the Winter's Howl, that was like the only reason they had that one weapon. To be honest with you,
Yeah. But the base overall, pretty good. Five
do
not
you
great,
do you
but
remember
Kino great.
there's a window trick too that I remember everybody used to do, in the spawn area you could break the glass on a window and rebuild it, and you could
Oh
jump on
yeah.
the wood and jump on the
I
table
didn't
to where
know
no one
people
could
did
do
it in
it.
BO1. I know people did it in BO4.
It worked in BO4 too.
Oh yeah.
That's funny because I just remember in Black Ops you'd sit there and break the glass on the window, be able to just jump on the table and no one could hit you,
Yes,
like
sir.
at all.
Um, but yeah, a pretty good start. But BO1 would receive 4 DLC packs as opposed to World of Wars 3, and 4 kind of became the norm from this point on until we ditched the DLC system.
Yes, sir.
And
And so
DLC
we
1, Ascension.
such a good map, such
Such
a good
a
map.
good map. The first map I ever hit round 50 on.
Yeah, I
I
did get high on that. I don't think I got 50, but I remember I used to be pretty
Yeah,
decent at
which
that
I gotta
map.
acknowledge, Ascension, in my opinion, is probably one of the easiest maps.
The monkeys are quite annoying.
Yeah, the monkeys
They're
are
pretty
annoying,
annoying.
but if you plan for the monkeys, then you can make it pretty easy.
Yeah,
Then you can
and
get
then
jug from them and just never open the jug door, and then you never have to worry about it.
see the thing is too, you also it makes it to where Mustang and Sally's almost worth it because isn't this the first map that introduces PhD
Yes, this is the first map that finally introduces new perks. We get PhD, invulnerability, explosives,
to explosives?
and stamina up.
Stand up is pretty fire. Not gonna lie.
Yep, stamina up. It's honestly stamina up. It was all right in BO1, but it definitely became more useful and more of a crutch perk as time went on. Sure.
Oh, 100%.
But yeah, I mean, just continue with the Thunder Gun, Lunar Landers, Monkey Waves. I mean, it was a pretty good map. Interestingly enough, it removed double tap.
Which is really weird because like
I mean,
I
I
don't
get
know
it.
why.
They removed a perk and they added two.
Yeah, that does make sense.
So
But like
it feels like maybe one of the perks was meant to be in Kino, like maybe like Stamina Up or something was meant to be in Kino, but then they just didn't add it. But
I can
either
see it.
way, overall Ascension, I would say it's a extremely fun map to play because it's very like noob friendly because it's very
Yeah, and it
open.
makes it to where like it's easy to get jug. It's easy to sit there like
Yeah.
blowing up the rocket. Isn't that just the Easter egg? Is blowing up? You shoot the rocket and that's it.
Yeah. I mean, it just adds
Basically,
like a power up.
that's what it was. That's what it was.
But yeah, you just get like an explosive or like a ray gun or something, and just shoot the rocket, blow it up whenever it's launching. Pretty fun. Then we go to Call of the Dead, which was a huge change.
So awesome. Freaking Robert England. I
Yeah,
gotta
keep
remember
going.
who. Yeah, Buffett
Ah,
Vampire Slayer's in it. Yeah, you know.
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah, Sarah Michelle Gellar. Um,
Come on, you got it, Mason. I know him. I don't
I
think you do
I
though.
know you know him. I remember the other dude is the dude that plays in The Walking Dead.
Michael Rooker.
Uh, yeah, that dude.
Who's
And
the last
then the
one?
last one, shit, it's been so long. Honestly, I do
Last one's
not
Danny
remember.
Trejo.
That's who it was, Danny. I forgot he was in that. I'm not gonna lie. I straight up forgot that he was in there. Fucking
And
machete showing up.
yeah. Um, but new boss George Romero. I'm
George
stoked.
Romero shows up, and it's so great. If you don't know who George Romero is, just a
The
bunch
the
of
the grandfather
horror
of
movie
all
cult
zombies.
classics. Yeah, horror movie cult classics. Such a great guy. Uh, yeah, you sit there and he's swinging his little. What is it? Isn't it a light
Yeah, it's a
thing?
studio light.
Yeah, and it sits there and shocks the water if you're in it, and it'll
Yeah, it's
hit
pretty
you with it,
funny.
and it kind of shocks it a little.
Yeah, new wonder weapon, World device. It wasn't good.
Not really. No.
Yeah, very bad. It
Like,
turns zombies into humans. If you pack a bunch it, you shoot them like I think it's like 3 times, they'll explode. The good
this
thing
one
about
actually
it
had a.
was you pack a punch it and then shoot a teammate, then they get insta kill.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah, yeah, it's a little known feature of it. Most people don't know it because they're just like, yeah, forget the Vril device. I'm gonna use the scavenger.
Yeah, it's usually what I used to do.
Yeah, because the scavenger is it's not the most powerful wonder weapon, but it's
It's decent.
definitely a favorite. People love this thing. It's definitely remembered fondly because it was the de facto wonder weapon of the map. But there was a third wonder weapon on the map, and that was if you did the Easter egg,
It's Reg.
you
Nikolai.
Richthofen would give you his Wonderwaff that
I thought it was
he's
Nikolai.
been no, it's Richthofen. He gives you his Wonderwaff he's
Oh,
been carrying since Derice. And so you
that's
get
just
to use that.
crazy.
And now every time you kill George, you get a Wonderwaff instead of a death machine. And what's cool about the Wonderwaff is that the Wonderwaff, instead of being timed like the death machine, the Wonderwaff will only go away when you run out of ammo. And max ammos work on it. So most people would just train with just the Wonderwaff and just hope for max ammos.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'd say the map itself is really good, but like the stuff around it's really cool.
Yeah, the atmosphere of it's really good. I don't particularly care for the layout, but
Yeah,
I will acknowledge that they did do a lot to alleviate layout issues and travel issues by including the flinger and the zip lines.
yeah. There's a bunch from the lighthouse.
Yeah,
Like there's a cool like idea. It's just like you get to the lighthouse and you're at the very top. You literally got nothing really.
yeah. I would
Like you're kind
definitely
of
say
just
that it's
there.
not as good as Kino or Ascension, but it is still a very good map.
I think the collaboration with all the actors and stuff made it so super
Yeah,
good.
it definitely made
Like
it a
if
very fun map.
yeah,
But then we go into a very controversial one, which is Shangri-La.
it's not even controversial. It's just doo doo.
I
I
disagree. I
just
like
don't
Shang.
like it. I do not like it. Okay, I like Shang to a point, except for the mud. The mud always gets
The
me. I
mud's
know
only
it
in like one area.
and that one area is a hoe. It gets me every
Then go
time.
left instead of right.
Or is it right instead of left?
No, whenever if you're looking at the pack-a-punch machine, it's left, but usually people look the other way.
And then there's the traps. I remember whenever I was younger, the traps for some reason used to always get me. Even though literally you just run through it and it doesn't hit you.
Well, Black
I
Ops
just
1
remember
it caught
like
you more often.
maybe that's what it
Because
was.
what
Because
they
like I
would
just
it would
remember
like hit
dying
you
a
and then you
lot
could
more.
still move through, but you would still take like slight damage. But
Yeah,
yeah, I mean
it was
you
pretty
just don't
annoying.
like it because it's hard.
It's not even really that hard of a map, to be honest. Like you sit at the waterfall and you kind of just chill there. It's not
Uh,
that bad.
has
That's what I used
probably
to do at
I
least.
think statistically the Wonder Weapon um I forget the exact name. It was like the 3172 JGB. That
Yeah, something like that.
um
It shrinks people
yeah, otherwise
better.
known as the Baby Maker.
Yeah,
It was statistically for a long time the most powerful Wonder Weapon.
and
Be-
just fun to play with.
because although it did zero damage, it made the zombies instantly die from anything, including you touching them, where you would just punt them across the map.
And
And it
it's just
had
like
a
one of those
very
fun
large ammo
things.
pool, as opposed to the Thunder Gun, which did not have a large ammo reserve.
It was definitely a lot like the Thunder Gun. I feel like is more powerful, but since the ammo and stuff,
I mean, in terms of power, they're
reserve ammo,
exactly the
it's just
same. They have the same. They can both take out an entire train on their own with a single shot. The difference is the Baby Maker, you still after firing, you still have to walk over them or shoot them. Thundergun's
Yeah.
instant. Uh, but the Thundergun has significantly less ammo. The Thundergun also has a slight chance of failure where the shot will do no damage.
Really, I did not know that part.
Yes, there is a chance that you could shoot the zombie and it just not do anything. It's not very common, but sometimes it happens, and it's most likely a bug, not a feature. But it is something to note. But
But I
yeah,
mean,
Shang not very liked,
it's
but
got more monkeys.
more monkeys. But instead of your perks, they steal your power ups. It had
But
two
it's also kind
bosses.
of good for them they do it.
Yeah, I mean you can use it to your advantage because while they're picking them up, it'll cycle them, so you could try to get max ammo or even an extra perk. But two new
Yeah,
bosses. You had the Napalm Zombie.
yeah.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
And the shouting one, or whatever.
And the Shrieker. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was alright.
The napalm is just annoying because like it'd slow you down and blur your vision and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Shangri-La also famous for one brand new addition. It was the first time that something happened, Mason. What was it?
Easter egg.
No, that was Ascension. Ascension had the first Easter egg.
I don't know.
Shangri-La is the first map to include female zombies.
Really?
Yes, no map before had female zombies. They were all males.
I thought this was the first map that had like an actual Easter egg, like to where like,
No, that was
which
Ascension.
like to where it led up to something. Because
That was
wasn't it you
Ascension.
needed 4 people?
That was Ascension.
Oh yeah, I know you said that like 5 times, but I mean, yeah, that's all I remember.
It
Is you
had a
needed four
Easter
people to
egg,
do it.
but it wasn't. Oh, yeah,
I just remember you needed 4 people to do it.
yeah.
Same with Moo.
You needed 4 people to do all the Easter eggs.
Even
Um,
Ascension?
yes, Ascension needed 4 people. Call of the Dead did not require 4 people. It was just a lot harder in solo. I did it solo. I believe in Call of the Dead, it was either you do it solo or you do it with 4. I don't think you could do it with 2 or 3. Maybe I'm wrong about that though. Moon is next. Final DLC, special
Your
DLC
favorite map,
pack.
right?
It's up there. It's up there. But this DLC pack was special because it finished off Black Ops 1, but it had no multiplayer maps. Instead, it included the 4 World at War maps remade on the Black Ops 1 engine. And they're
Which
pretty
is cool.
unchanged. Uh,
Yeah, it was there.
yeah, I mean, in the box, they have BO1 weapons now, but overall, yeah, there's pretty basic remakes. But Moon, really crazy concept. You spawn in no man's land in Area 51,
At Area 51. Hells yeah.
and oh my god, the survivals there were so fun.
It's just fun. It's so difficult. You literally have just your pistol and knife, and you're running around. You either have Jug or Speed Cola there with you,
Yep.
and then you got the pack machine. And so literally you would sit there for like,
Oh my god, I
I think
remember staying there, getting Mustang and Sally and Juggernog, and then going to the
yeah, that
moon.
that was the goal.
And then you
That was
use
the goal.
Mustang and Sally once, and then you break the window and decompress spawn. Because it is on the moon,
See,
so you need a spacesuit.
yeah, it actually added a lot of new stuff. You got the hacking system.
Yep,
You got the
the
hacking
hacker,
thing.
which
I
you can
forget
hack basically anything.
what is it? Um, the Gersh comes back. Gersh was an Ascension, right?
Yep, Gersh was introduced in Ascension.
But they bring it back with the
Yeah, I mean, I guess we can quickly touch on the special equipment. So starting in, I believe it was it Doris was the first to have the Symbol Monkey, or was that always in there from the lore? I
I
know it was
think
in the
it
trailer for Doris.
might have been Doriz. Either way, it's a monkey you throw it to distract zombies.
Yeah.
It brings them to the monkey and then explodes.
Yep.
Really, really good
Ascension
for
would ditch the
helping.
monkeys though. They would ditch Symbol Monkey or Monkey Bomb and introduce the Gersh device, which would make a black hole, suck in all the
Pretty
zombies,
cool.
and you could jump
Yeah,
through it
because
to
they just get
teleport.
near.
Call of the Dead would replace the Gersh device with the. I believe it had monkeys, but it also had the Matryoshkin dolls.
Matryoshka dolls are just funny.
Yeah, I love the Matryoshkin dolls. I wish they'd come back. They're so fun. I
They
just
just
love
fuck
the
up
idea.
people. They just fuck up the zombies. Like it's awesome.
Yeah. Um, Shangri-La
I, don't-
just has monkeys, but they also replace claymores with spike mores. Not really that relevant though.
I forgot about that. I forgot that was doing a thing.
Yeah, it's pretty
Like
cool.
I never really use those.
Yeah, they're pretty fun. But then Moon, they bring back Gersh and they introduce the QEDs. And the QED is very
As it
similar to the
was.
hacker in that it is so versatile and has so many effects. Because QEDs, I mean, they can give you a power up. They can just do like a small like area effect to kill zombies. It can spawn a pack-a-punched weapon to start firing on zombies like a turret. It can give you weapons. It can. There's a chance if you throw it at a door, it has a small chance to open the door for free. Uh, I mean, there's just so many things that it can do.
It's just cool. And then they bring in the wonder weapon.
Yes, my favorite wonder weapon.
It's pretty good.
Or
It
at least
has two
it's up
features
there.
to
I
it.
don't know. I don't know about entirely favorite, but it's definitely
It
top three.
has I don't remember the the two different names between like
So
when they're
whenever
separated
it's
when they're put
big,
together.
it's wave gun. When you separate them, they are the zap guns,
That's what it is.
and they go
And it's
zappy
really
zap.
cool just because like they share ammo, right? Like if you put it together, it becomes you
So the
have more
wave gun has
ammo
its
in the
own
reserves.
ammo separate from the zap guns. So you could use up all your wave gun ammo, and then you'll still have the zap guns to use.
I couldn't remember.
Yes,
It's been so
they're
long
separated.
since
They're
I've
separate.
actually used it. Every time we
Because if they
play
were
it, you get it.
combined, then why would you ever use the zap guns?
You're not wrong because zap guns are kind of doo doo.
Yeah, because I mean, it's a one shot, but it only kills one zombie, but it has much more ammo.
I just
So
remember wherever we
yeah,
play, you
Moon.
always get it. So
So overall, the story. Before we move into Black Ops 2, the story for Black Ops 1 is pretty simple. World at War, introduce the characters, and just honestly, they're kind of just going from place to place. Noct and Verrucht don't really have a story. I mean, there's minor story elements in Verrucht, but for the most part, it's pretty simple. They just go place to place getting items, getting the MacGuffin of the map, until we get to Moon, where we literally blow the fucking Earth up.
which is honestly such a cool Easter egg.
Yeah,
Like doing
it
that
was a
because it
two part
actually
it was a two-part Easter egg. The first part would have Richtofen swap bodies with Samantha, the little girl who's controlling the zombie, which is honestly kind of sus, not gonna lie.
mm, yeah,
Um, but it was a cool
the
idea.
Richtofen zombies.
Yeah, and you get the blue-eyed zombies. And then the second part, you just blow the Earth up to deny Richtofen any kind of control or power, which is so
Because you
fucking
know
dope.
why not? Like why not?
And so for Black Ops 2, the Earth is just destroyed. At least for the main three maps in the timeline. So I guess
Yes.
we'll go straight to. Actually, we've been skipping the new
Transit.
perks.
Oh yeah. I mean honestly
Call of
like
Dead, Deadshot.
um I don't remember which map, but
Pretty
Mule
meh.
Kick.
It's a pretty meh
Mule Kick
map.
is it's isn't it
Come on, you got it, Mason.
Shangri-La that has
No,
Mule
it was a
Kick?
Moon.
Was it?
It was Moon, but then they also retroactively put it on every single map, including the World at War maps.
So weird. But either way, gives you an extra
Extra gun.
weapon slot.
I don't believe Shangri-La even had a perk. I don't think there was a new perk at all.
I don't remember. I
There,
don't
there,
know.
there was not a new perk on that map.
Yeah, Mule Kick's okay. The shitty part is you lose one of your weapons and you can't really control which one is your Mule Kick
Yeah,
weapon.
like yeah, it's pretty hard to tell which one it is
Like so
because
you have the
it
chance
doesn't
of
always feel like it's just the third weapon slot. It doesn't always feel like that's the case whenever you die, but maybe it is. So, but Black Ops 2, we start out with Transit, and oh
s-
god,
so memorable. Like okay,
everyone
people
remembers
hate
Transit.
people hate transit, but people remember it so much. Like
It is
because
very
Black Ops
memorable.
2 is probably one of the like
I mean, it was
probably
such a good
the
idea.
most popular Call of Duty. And so like Black Ops 2 having transit, which had three different sections. There was farm, town, and
There was more than three sections.
was there four? The fourth section
I mean, there were
was
three sections you could play on
sections
their
for the
own.
yeah, but the fourth was like that little crop field area and the
Uh,
diner.
so it went area. So basically, it was a giant loop that a bus would go between, with fog and lava between the areas. So you'd need the
Yes,
bus to
sir.
get safely between there. You could, if you learn the paths, you can walk, but you have to
It
deal with
just
little gremlin fucking things grabbing your face all the
That were
time,
pretty fucking annoying.
and oh my god. But so you start out in the bus depot, which you can also play as a standalone survival map.
Yes,
Bus
sir.
depot will take you to diner, which we'll come back to for DLC 1. But I think it was DLC 1. Maybe it was DLC 2. Either way, we'll touch it.
We're coming back.
We'll go back to it in between the maps. But then next to this farm, which can also be played solo, like as its own standalone thing. Then you go into the cornfields, which has Nocturne Totem inside of it. After the cornfield,
In
and the bus does
town,
not stop there. It just passes
and
by.
you just run to it.
Yeah, it's your choice whether
Honestly,
you
I
want
don't
to
think I
hop
ever
out.
really went there.
I had to go there all the time because I was always the one who had to go get the part that spawned out there. But then you go to
Yes, sir.
power, which cannot be played solo. Like, it cannot be independent. It's also where the boss will spawn after you activate the power. The Avogadro, Electric Man. Very annoying. Fuck that guy.
I thought he came after Diner.
No. I'm
Hmm.
telling it to you in order.
You're telling it to me and the audience.
No, just you. Just you, because
Oh,
I know you
okay.
don't know. They know.
Oh yeah, totally. I
Then
thought it.
after power, you'll go to town. In between power and town, there is the cabin though.
I never went to the
Out in the
cabin
fog.
either.
And then you'll get to town. After town, you go back to the bus station, and that's one
Town
full
is just
loop.
like the coolest place.
Town
Town
was the
also
place to
has the
hang,
bank. It had the bank
but
system.
the biggest problem with town is there's no weapons.
Yeah,
It's the best place to chill because it's very
has like
easy
one
to
of the.
train there. A lot of people learn to train there, and Jug is there, but there are no weapons on the wall, and there's only one box location there.
They had the bank system, which you could put your money into the vault.
Yep,
Or the
and
next time
then
you played the map.
yeah, then the next time you play, you can go back and get it. It also introduced something that was pretty
Weird.
weird for the time, pretty unheard of, which was the fact that the box was always at the same location whenever the game started. It was always at the
Uh,
diner.
I thought you were gonna talk about the crafting system.
No, I was about to get to that because this is a lot less important. Uh, and it's just the box is always at the same spot because the map's so big. They made it to where the box is always at the second location. So you have the bus depot to get points, and then you can spend those points whenever you get to the second stop on the box. It's pretty nice. But yeah, a new crafting system. I remember this was a really big deal whenever this was like being announced and the trailers were coming out and people were talking about it. And overall, it kind of was just a meh system because it was very
That's okay.
flawed. Because the buildables in order. Go ahead, take it away, Mason.
You have the turbine thing that sit there and
Yeah, that's the
made it
first
to where
one.
you could open the door. Are we talking about also the buildables for the bus? You could upgrade the bus
Yeah,
where you could add
we'll
the
go on to those.
ladder.
So every location has a secret room that can be opened with the turbine to get a bus part. The bus parts
Yeah,
included a ram for the front, which would kill zombies that got in front of the bus,
ladder
a
to the
ladder on the
roof, either
side to
in the
climb up the
inside
side,
or the out. Oh
and
wait, the hatch was for the
a
inside.
hatch on the inside for you to climb up from the inside. But no one ever put the hatch there.
And that's because I was kind of doo doo.
No, that's not why. They didn't put the hatch there because you could put the hatch in the diner to get on the roof of the
Oh yeah,
diner,
the roof.
and that's where the Galvanuckles were.
The Galvanuckles are just fun
Yes,
too.
Galvanuckles just make your melee a one shot until round 16.
Something like that.
Yeah, but
They it just and it also gives off that little spark thing too. Like whenever you punch them, it gives a
oh yeah,
little
it's just
zap
so
going through. It's just
satisfying.
it's just
Yeah, so the bus depot had the turbine. Mason, what the diner have?
Diner had the little launch thing,
No,
right?
it had the shield.
Did it have the shield?
It had the first zombie shield,
So
which
weird to
I remember
think
it had like
about.
it was made out of a corridor, and I remember every time you pulled it out, they would
That's what it
like click the
was.
lock on the door.
They
It
don't want
also had
anybody
a
in.
feature that I kind of wish would come back, but I know won't. Which was the fact that you could use the right trigger with it, like hold it, and its special effect for the basic shield or the zombie shield, as it was called, was you could place it as a barrier that zombies would have to break through. So you could use it to basically block off an area
Block off doors.
as an extra barricade for a camping location. Very cool idea. I liked it. But then we go to the farm. Mason, what was the farm's craftable? Now this is just a test of Mason's knowledge. Mason
Yeah,
like quickly like
basically.
googling these.
Nah, I'm not. I'm not looking
Obviously,
at
Knox, you got it
me.
wrong.
Uh, I'm trying to. Is it now the launch thing? I'm
No,
trying, is
no,
it?
it's the
When does the
turret.
launch thing show up?
So
There's a
so
turret.
in
Okay,
the
hang on. I never
farm,
knew there was a turret on
you
there.
build a turret out of a M60, a lawnmower, and a battery. And that shit was funny as
Makes
fuck.
sense.
It only worked with the turbine though, which was the major flaw with it. It was really powerful, but one, it could shoot teammates and you,
Yes, sir.
and it needed the turbine, otherwise it was useless. So in solo, it was useless, and then in co-op, it was just not worth taking. Because why wouldn't you just take a shield? Then we go to the power. Mason, what was the craftable at the power station?
Power. Power was the craftable.
Yes, the electrical switch. Mason, what was the second craftable in the power station?
The launch thing.
It was not the launch thing, it was the electrical
Was it the
trap.
wind?
You'd place down the electrical
Oh
trap and a
fuck.
turbine, and the zombies would get electrocuted when
Man,
they
fuck
stepped on it.
fucking fuck these equipment things. I never used them really. All I did was the turbine at the beginning to unlock stuff.
Yes, sir. But now we finally reached town. Mason, what was the two craftables in town?
There's the wind gun
Yep, the jet gun.
and the launch thing.
No, not the launch thing.
Is there not a launch thing on Transit?
There
Is
is
it
no
not shown
launch thing
until Die
on
Rise?
transit. That's Die
Is
Rise.
it on Die Rise?
It's on
What
Die
the
Rise.
fuck? I didn't even play Die Rise. Why do I know this? And I didn't. The Die
So
Rise was the
town
only map I
had the
didn't
jet
play.
gun and Pack-a-Punch underground.
Yeah, it was really weird. You had to do like a
Yeah.
whole like step system to get down
Um,
there.
Transit was definitely ahead of its time. If it had came out on a much later game, it probably would have been remembered a lot better. Just because the things that held it back were the fog, the denizens of the fog, and the lava. Those were only there because modern consoles of the time couldn't handle transit because it was too big.
It was yeah, and people really hated the fog. Me being one of those people, but
Yeah.
now it makes sense.
Yep. But then there was an additional map. I believe it was what, a pre-order bonus? No, that was Nuketown 2025.
Yeah, yeah, you got
I believe it
Nuketown.
was just an additional DLC that you could get
Yeah, I think
on launch.
it was free. It was a free DLC that you
I
could get.
Was it free? I
Yeah, I'm
didn't have
pretty
it on
sure.
launch.
I think they waited a little bit, but then they added it, and it was a free
No,
map they
I
added.
didn't get I didn't get it until after Buried, and I had to pay $5.
Huh?
Well, anyways,
Maybe
Nuketown Zombies. People are a lot of people are split on this. A lot of people hate it, and a lot of people like it.
it was okay.
It was pretty
It was
mid.
okay.
There was a unique weapon in the box. Mason, what was the unique weapon of the box?
At Nuketown,
Nuketown. There was a weapon that's exclusive to Nuketown Zombies. It's on no other map, and it's in the box. What is it?
uh, the crossbow.
No, it is the M27 machine gun.
But I would, yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah, I know you aren't gonna get it. That's what makes it funny. Oh yeah, also new perk on Transit, Tombstone.
Tombstone,
Yeah, whenever you
Tombstone.
die, a power up drops. Whenever you respawn, so you can go get your shit, but it does expire. So if you're not fast, then you lose it. And also, if it's in town and then you're in farm, you're screwed.
Yeah, you're screwed. You're fucked. You're not getting your stuff back. Like you got an extra chance at life, like, that's cool, but like
Yeah.
all that stuff is gone.
Nuketown it's literally just Nuketown for multiplayer, but with zombies slapped on it. That's it.
Basically.
Yeah, it. That's it. Anyway, DLC one,
DLC one, Die
Die
Rise.
Rise.
Never played it.
Uh,
Uh, it had the elevator and the little launch thing.
it did have the launch thing, which was called.
The launcher.
It was called Trample Steam.
That's what I said.
Um, there were only, I believe, two buildables on the map, which were the Trample Steam and the Wonder Weapon, which was the Sliquifier,
Ooh, the
which
Sliquifier is
became
pretty.
the most powerful Wonder Weapon of all time. Because you could shoot one blast and end an entire round, no matter the round, if you went to the elevator shaft and did it right. I never did that method. I don't know about you. I would
I
always
never
just
played the
train in
map.
the upside
I
down.
never played the map.
I always just train in the upside down Oriental room. This was the first map that I hit around 60.
Nerd.
It also included a new boss. The new boss was the Jumping Jacks, which were Nova Crawlers, which we didn't even talk about in BO1.
Yeah, we kind of forgot
But
about
they no
them,
longer
but it's
have
okay.
Nova Gas. Instead, they jump around a lot. But if you have 100% accuracy and you miss 0 shots, you'll get a free perk. So what people will do
Yeah,
is
but who needs that?
they'll place down the trample steam and let the trample steam kill all the jumping jacks, and then get the free perk. Or they'll use the Galvan Knuckles.
Yes, sir. Galvanica's all pretty fire.
Um, yeah, I mean it takes place on a skyscraper. There's parkour 'cause it's across 3 skyscrapers, one of which is collapsed into another one, and the third one is just completely separate. After the game was all wrapped up, they would add a bank to the map that shared the points with transit. So if you put 2,000 points in the bank in transit, you can pull them out in Die Rise.
Yeah.
This was
I,
added post
I,
game. This was not there on launch for the map. It added a new perk, Who's Who.
Who's is great.
I
I like
miss
the
it. I
theme to
miss it.
it. I like the
The
theme to it.
music,
It's so
yeah, the
good.
music is definitely one of my favorites. Honestly, we should make a perk jingle tier list. That'd be funny.
That would be pretty good.
That would be cool. We should do that. I'll be looking out for that video, maybe. Yeah. Yeah,
You already know what my favorite jingle is.
yeah, Voltrid.
There we go.
Yeah,
Wait,
but
that
Who's
hasn't
Who,
come out yet. Hang on.
whenever you go down, and then you are down, but you'll spawn in as a ghost, that can go revive yourself. And it was not very
You don't even
good
need the homie. You don't
because
even need the homie.
you're spawning in without your guns. So you're spawning with the starting pistol. Uh, yeah, Who's trash. Great
But just
idea,
fun,
bad execution.
basically.
Same thing with
Just
Tombstone. Good idea, just
I
really bad
love
execution.
the Tombstone jingle. It's so good though.
Who's Who or Tombstone? Which one's better in terms of jingles?
Tombstone.
Really, I like Who's Who more.
Nah, you just don't
Anyway,
understand.
so that map also not well received. Same as Transit. It was pretty by the community. But then we go into Mob of the Dead, which was made by a different team. So not Jimmy Zielinski's team that made all the maps so far. Now we go to Jason Blundell, the guy
Which
who was in charge of the campaign for the Black Ops
crazy
games.
insane. Miss
He
him. Miss
would
my
do
boy.
Mob of the Dead, which is our Call of the Dead equivalent. So we have actors back. Don't ask me for the actors on this because I don't fucking remember their names.
Come on, Austin.
Yeah.
I don't know either.
But yeah, I know the characters. I just don't know the actors. But very cool. It added a new system where whenever you go down, you turn to a ghost. Unlike Who's Who, uh, you're a ghost that
It was
can't be
actually good.
attacked, and you can shoot lightning out of your fingers. To power things, there is no power switch. Instead, you have to power everything by turning into a ghost. You can also use a power box to kill yourself, which will not count as a down or and remove your perks, but you'll still go
Yeah, it'll
into
just
spirit form.
electrocute you.
Uh,
Like honestly,
we
such a good map.
yeah,
Terrifying when what's his name comes out.
Brutus, Flash the
Brutus, my
Warden.
boy Brutus showing up and just running at you. He doesn't even run that fast. He just kind of does like a light jog, but
Yeah, but
like
then if you damage him
you
too
just
much, he
hear the
drops a
stomp.
smoke grenade. Oh my god.
Like him just running at you and just the screen shaking and you just being like, damn.
Yeah, Blundergat, a giant blunderbuss mixed with a Gatling gun. Basically, it was just a like a quad barreled blunderbuss, and God, that thing is cool. It has
It,
4 variants, um, including the base version, the Acid Gat variant, the Pack-a-Punched base version, which became the Sweeper, which was my favorite, and the Viltrolic Withering, which was the Pack-a-Punched Acid Gat.
isn't it one of the worst ones too? Like it was better not to pack a punch it.
So
Isn't
it
that what
just
it
depended
was?
on what you wanted. The Sweeper was better for just killing things. The Viltrolic Withering acted like a monkey bomb. Speaking of
Um,
which, there's a new equipment. If you feed
that
3 dog heads around the map,
that's exactly what I
you
was going
can
to talk
get the
about.
Hell's Retriever Tomahawk.
Hell's Retriever is just so fun. I feel like it's not even like super great. It's just fun.
It's just fun. Although
It
you
gives you
can
something to use.
upgrade
It's
it
great.
to the Hell's Redeemer, at which point it's a one shot until like around like 30. Maybe it was 60. I don't know. It's some ridiculous fucking thing. Insane power at your fingertips. There's no. I don't believe there were Galvan Knuckles though. Still, we still have the Bowie knife as an option, which I don't know if we've even mentioned the Bowie knife, but there is
Yeah,
a new
I mean,
option, which is the spoon.
I forgot about this food.
Yeah, and it can be upgraded to the golden spork. And yeah, new
It's great
perk.
because like a lot of this stuff is just like it's just fun. Like
Yeah,
that's what made it so
it's
great.
just
It's
a
a lot of the stuff.
fun
It's just
map.
like it's just a fun idea for like the Hell's Retriever.
Yeah, it has
You sit
nothing
there
to
and
do
you
with the
literally just
storyline at
tomahawk
all.
zombies.
So it's able to do whatever it wants. So instead of leaning more with like the sci-fi sort of stuff that we were doing, it goes full on like demonic. Uh, yeah, a new perk. Probably one of my favorite perks. I don't really use the perk much, but I really love it. Electric Cherry.
Electric is fun,
It does have the
though
worst perk jingle though.
it is not as memorable as
Yeah, go ahead and sing it, Mason.
Electric Cherry. Yeah, so I don't know.
No, there's no
I don't.
lyrics. It's
All right,
literally
cool.
just like crystals going like ding, 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 ding.
Freaking acapella version of the jingles coming out when?
Yeah. But Mob is probably most people would say the best map. Period.
Yeah,
But people love this map. It's definitely an S tier map. Some people say it's the best. A lot of people say it's in top 3. Some say top 5. But regardless, it's almost like it's universally loved.
always near the top. It's always
It
near
is
the top.
loved. Then we roll into back to Jimmy Zielinski for the OG
Buried,
team for Buried, which at the
buried.
time was not well received, but people look back on it now and love this map. It was an old western town, so it replaced the standard revolver Python with the Remington New Model Army, a old West cowboy revolver. God, that thing was so fucking badass. New wonder weapon was the
It's more
Paralyzer,
unique,
a weapon that would slow down zombies and then just destroy them.
and then also make you float. Is that
You could
no wait
also
that
make it
that
fly. It also had infinite
yeah
ammo. It just had a cooldown. It was literally just a jet gun, but better.
yeah the jet
New
combat jet here.
the new boss was the witches, which whenever you went into their mansion, they
They
would go
just
after
touch
you.
you.
If they touch you, you'll lose points. I believe it was 1,000 points per touch.
Um, honestly, I don't remember. I just remember they would touch you and it'd be quite annoying. It was also kind of simple to get through the house to a point. Like it
Yeah,
just
once you
felt
got
like
it down, it was pretty easy. If you don't get touched at all, you get a free perk. Okay, one of the
and
most
then you get to the
controversial
well.
and iffy additions is Leroy
I like Leroy. He's
slash
funny.
Arthur, depending on what you want to
He's
call him.
funny. He's
So
a nice
originally,
guy.
he didn't have a name. He was just the hillbilly guy, or big guy, or whatever you wanted to call him. A quick name that got picked up was Leroy because whenever you give him candy, no, not candy, whenever you give him booze, he'll charge.
That's what it
And
was.
a famous YouTuber, Syndicate, said that it reminded him of Leroy Jenkins. So he would shout out Leroy every time
But
dude
old
charged.
OG people.
Yeah, and then you could also give him candy to do special effects, such as making it to where the box cannot move, making it to where no one has to watch a crawler. So overall it was pretty good.
Though you could also make him piss at you. Don't forget about that.
He
I don't know
can
if you
get
said that part.
you, yeah, he can get mad at you. They also had
Say,
chalk
fuck you.
to the wall where you can place where you want weapons to go, which was pretty cool. You get points for it too. So I remember there used to be a thing where without using the bank, you had to pack a punch on like round 1. And that was an achievement that you could get in Buried. And it was actually really cool, like whenever you pull it off. Very fun.
The
But again,
Breakers
it
is
wasn't
overall
well
is a pretty
received
fun map.
at the time, but people look back on it now, very fondly.
Yes, sir.
At least generally, I would say generally
Like
speaking, most people look back on it
it's a really
fondly.
nice aesthetic to the just like the map feels really nice.
But then we go
Like it's
to
just
one
nice.
of that was Jimmy Zielinski's last shot. Because again, that was received poorly at the time. They basically gave Zielinski the boot, and we go back to Jason
Deuces.
Blundell, and he would take over until the end of BO4. And we
Starting
get
off with
what a lot of people say is
Origins.
the GOAT.
Origins, my boy.
Origins. Mason hates this map.
I don't hate it. I've never whenever I was younger, I never played it. And then whenever they brought it back for BO3, it never stuck with me as much. Like I don't know. It's not Austin loves this map and it's
It's a
like
great map. It adds the
he
stats.
does
Great.
this, he does
There's 4 of them.
this.
They have their own effects. It adds in
Elementals.
the Mauser as the new starting pistol.
The Mauser
Really
is
fun.
amazing. The
MG08 in the
Mauser is like
box.
the best starting weapon.
Amazing. New perk was nothing. There was no new perk. Also, we missed it. Buried. Vulturade. The
Oh
good
yeah,
perk. It needs to come
we
back.
even were talking about it. We even were talking about
Yeah, we
Ultra
talked
too,
about it
and we just
earlier.
forgot
That's
about it.
why, yeah. Uh, Great perk. Vulturade needs to come back. But anyway,
It is pretty
Origins.
cool.
Wonder Fizz. You get a random perk.
Yeah, just like mystery box and
Yeah,
stuff.
it's all right. There was no new perk because all of the perks had been coming back every single map except for the BO2 perks, which were tied to their map. So Tombstone was only transit, Who's Who was only diarized, so on and so forth. Except for Electric Cherry that came back for Origins. And PhD missed out on all of Black Ops 2, and it was even the machine was in all the maps except transit as an Easter egg.
And
You
it's
just couldn't
super sad
get
because
it.
PhD is a great perk.
But in Origins, PhD was back.
Yes, sir. And the
But,
giant robots. We also got the giant ass robot.
but, no Mustang and Sally because you have the Mauser now.
That is true.
So you have
The
PhD back to use with what?
the
The ray gun?
rocket launcher. Yeah.
Also,
Honestly,
we also forgot about this. Buried introduced the ray gun Mark II, which was retroactively added
oh
to
fuck.
the other maps, I believe.
Yeah, I honestly forgot about that. Yeah, Raygun
Yeah,
Mark II
ray
is
gun Mark
fire.
II.
It actually had piercing, so you could actually like
It is
shoot
literally just
multiple zombies.
it's the ray gun Mark II for a reason. It's a better ray gun.
It's so much better. It's so much more fun.
But yeah, Origins. I mean, what more can we say? It's the goat.
It's pretty good. It's honestly like
It's
up there for
definitely an
me.
S tier.
I'd say it's up there for me. I don't like. I haven't played it a lot, but we've been playing it a lot more on Black Ops 3, and it's pretty good.
Yeah,
It's okay.
but speaking of Black Ops 3, we're at Black Ops 3,
Yes,
starting
sir.
with
And here we are.
Shadows of Evil.
This was honestly, it
It's
was
so
hype
different.
seeing Black Ops 3. It is so different
It's
that it's
so
pretty
different.
hype.
It's unlike any other map. The closest map is Mob of the Dead, which is also a very different type of map.
You're not playing as any of the main characters. It's
Yes, we're back to
for
actors.
new random
We're back
people.
to like guest actors, I guess. Um, the
You can go ahead and
afterlife
name them.
system comes back from Mob of the Dead, where you can turn into a ghost. Except instead of a ghost, you're a tentacle monster now, because this map takes
It's really weird.
influence instead of previously through mythology and conspiracy theories. This map takes its influence from H.P. Lovecraft and Cthulhu,
Yes, sir.
which is very
And
cool. The
cool
Wonder
aesthetic. It's
Weapon,
really dark.
the Apothicon Servant, or the whatever it's actually called, it random string of stuff. We're not supposed to be able to pronounce it because it's Lovecraftian. Uh, yeah, I
Pretty
mean,
fun. It just sucks zombies into it.
yeah, very
Another
very
black
good
hole.
weapon. New enemies. We got the meatball things.
The Markles
Uh,
or the Markles.
the
Um,
Margwas.
Margwas. Yeah.
Did you say the
I don't
marbles?
know. I said. I think I said the Mark Walls, like the Mark Wahlbergs.
The Mark Wahlbergs.
The Mark
And
Wahlbergs.
the
Just
little wasp things. Yeah, they're all okay. They're fine. They work. I wouldn't want to see them back in another map. Nudge, nudge. But yeah, they're fine on the map.
Oh, the
Uh,
sword. They also had the sword.
yeah. Okay, so Black Ops 3 introduced the idea of specialist equipment for multiplayer. They
Yeah.
brought that into zombies, but they wouldn't just copy ones from multiplayer. They made them unique. So for Shadows of Evil, you get the sword, which is super cool. It doesn't
It's
last
not
very
really
long,
unique.
um, but it's pretty cool. You can upgrade it too, and then you can make a second sword that'll float behind you and just kind of do cool things. Overall, it's a
You're
good map.
flipping and flopping.
It's a good map. It definitely has one of the best atmospheres, especially
It
after
gets you
unlocking
started.
Pack-a-Punch.
Did we talk about the gumball machine yet?
We have not.
Yeah. Black Ops 3 actually introduces a new system into it for gobblegums. Um, right now, if you play it, the gobblegums are free. But at the time when it first came out, the
They are
gobblegums were
not free.
500. Yeah, they were 500
Oh, you're talking
points.
about the for points. I thought you were talking about like.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So they're broken into two
No, not the
categories:
gobblegums themselves.
classic, which are dependent upon your level and have infinite uses, and then there's the non-classic variants,
The mega
which
gobblegums.
microtransactions.
Yeah, basically. You get gobblegums that give you better stuff.
Yeah, I don't think we really need to go into
Um,
this because everyone knows Perkaholic.
yeah,
So
like Perkaholic's like the best
everyone
one
knows
for the most
Gobblegum are
part.
crazy. But yeah,
Uh,
overall, Shadows, it, it was different, but I feel like it was a good step.
it was just fun.
But because
Uh,
it's so different, the developers decided, well, we need to give something for the old heads who don't like change. So let's just remake Derice again.
out of all maps,
Because
I feel
Derice
like yeah,
was one
Doritos.
of the maps where there was the most nostalgia, and it was a map that basically was like, there's no way you can fuck it up. So
Yeah,
they threw snow on it, gave us the Origins crew,
had
and
yeah the robot there to shoot the
yeah, there's an
laser
extra
for
perk
an Easter egg.
unlocked. There's Gobblegum. That's basically it.
There's a
Other
what
than that,
the special weapon you can get. Uh,
is just like I said, they would
uh
never reuse a multiplayer specialist weapon. So for the
that is a
giant,
special.
they would
That is a
reuse a
special
specialist
weapon.
weapon for multiplayer, that being the Annihilator.
Yeah, they literally did.
Yeah, that's why I said that earlier. So I was making a line up so I can make a
Sure,
jab
sure.
at the giant. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the giant.
Yeah, not at all. I think it's real
Um,
chill, especially starting off. It's
yeah,
a
I
good
mean
place to
it's a remake of
level up your
Derice. What can you
weapons.
really say?
That's
It's
to level up
good.
your
It
weapons.
works. It's serviceable. Um, then we go to
Nothing too
DLC
crazy.
one, Derice. Or not
The
Dries,
fuck
Der
you.
Eisendrache.
The Ryzen Rock. Like the most hype map for me personally. I think it's such a good map. I
I
can't lie.
my opinion is it's a poor man's Origins.
See, I don't think it is. I think it has like I think it's
It
pretty
literally
unique.
does
Or
everything that
is that
Origins
unique?
does.
It's yeah, it's the same thing. Like it's similar to Origins, but I don't think it's like
They
a
literally
poor
just
man's
did
Origins.
Origins, but again.
I think it's so good. I like the bows more than the staffs,
The
to
bows
be
are
honest with
literally
you.
just a remake of the staffs. Two of them are literally the same, lightning and fire. I will see that this is definitely an S tier map. It's just personally, I don't care much for it.
I think it's so good. It is it's easy to do. It's really more relaxed. You can honestly just sit there for a good while just playing it and just kind of chilling around. They have the disco ball
Yeah, I
thing
mean,
that
you
I
can't, you
always
can't
like
just chill
doing.
around on any other map. It has to be that
I mean, you can,
one.
but like this map, I think it's like super
Mason,
easy to
this is
chill on.
Mason's favorite, so he's
It is
biased.
it's just fun. Yeah, I can't lie. I am
Objectively,
really
it's a good
biased.
map. It's a top tier, but it's definitely not perfect.
I wouldn't say it's perfect, but to
But
me
it
personally,
is
it's like I
definitely
can
up
hop on
there.
it a lot.
Generally, most people would say that it's probably top three, if not the best.
Yeah, it's a very common thing to see. And like
Yeah,
so same with Origins.
great.
Like both are up there.
Yeah, it has a great layout. It brings back the dogs. It brings back the panzers that we didn't even bring up in Origins. I would say the panzers are more
You
annoying in
guys
this map
suck.
though because they have little electric trap
Chakra things.
things, which are dumb.
You also get Ragnaroks, which they also bring back from multiplayer.
Yeah, they also bring those back from multiplayer. They function differently though, from gravity spikes, because you
Yeah,
can lay them down as a trap, which is pretty cool.
which is pretty cool. Yeah.
But
They
anyway, moving
also
on.
had the shield, and it was okay.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, Shadows had the
That's too
shield.
unique.
He just didn't do
Yeah, it
anything.
was a too unique. And we
Um,
go to Zetsubo no Mima, otherwise known
yeah.
as Zetsubo no Shima.
Actually, no, the shield in both those maps, they both had the rocket shield.
It's okay. We're already past it. We're on to the
Yeah.
next.
Zetsubo though, a lot
Pretty
of people don't
fun.
like this map. A lot of people say this is the
I
worst
it's
map
pretty
in
fun.
Black Ops 3.
I
Which I
wouldn't
feel
even
like
say
is
it
not a
necessarily is
hot. I
like
feel like that's not a hot take to say that that's the worst map in BO3.
I wouldn't say it's like the worst map.
Okay, what's the
It's
worst
just
map
like
then?
I don't like I like Zetsumo more than I like Shadows.
Really? I can
That's
agree with
me
that. Honestly,
personally.
I love Zetsubo.
I like the atmosphere of Zetsubo a
The
lot
Yeah,
more,
the
and
atmosphere. Zetsubo has the best atmosphere in the entire
it's
series, in
just
my
like
opinion.
all the jungle
I
stuff,
love the
and
Wonder Weapon,
like
the
the Wonder
KT4,
Weapon is pretty fun.
upgraded to the
Uh,
Masamune.
you
It
get
is,
the seeds you can plant around. You can
yeah,
literally plant your own seed everywhere.
yeah, it is a really, really good map. To
The
but you
marshals appear.
The Marshals, the Razorback,
Oh, the Razorback was really good. Um, you
and
get the
it's
skull.
just fun. It's definitely a lot
There's
more
so much.
challenging. Spiders introduced, Thrashers,
The
they're like
Thrasher,
little
yeah.
swamp dudes,
They're really like Swamp Thing or Man
man
Thing,
thing.
whichever one. Whichever one.
There's also a
But they're
mini
pretty cool.
boss, the spider, where you can get free Widow's Wine. Also, we
Oh,
missed
the
it in
big
Shadows.
spider.
Widow's Wine is introduced. The only
The
new perk in all of BO3. So
is
dumb.
Widow's Wine.
There should have been more perks. But anyway, yeah,
Yeah, it is
Zetsubo,
Widow's
really,
Wine.
really fun.
Yeah, I like it. It's another cool map that you can sit there and kind of just chill out. The only thing is that I feel like we both can agree is doing the Easter egg. And there's like steps in the Easter egg that are annoying. But even then, you don't have to do
Yeah,
the Easter egg to play the
it is a.
map.
I'd say it's probably one of the easiest Easter eggs, but some of the steps are they are
They're
kind of
just
bullshit.
kind of dumb.
Yeah, but then we
But
go to Mason's actual favorite map, more than Der Eisendrache, Gorod Krovi,
fucking okay,
another
hear me
S
out.
tier map.
I hate this map. And it's literally it's personal
Mason's
reason.
hot take.
I'm not even gonna lie. I hate this map for a personal reason. Okay. Little backstory. Me and Austin met through Black Ops 3. And
On Zetsubo.
yeah, on Zetsubo. Uh but we sat there and we did a Easter eggs with our buddy. and he got me, Austin, and another friend to do this map on Go Rod. Back whenever Go Rod used to have a lot of bugs.
I
It
remember
had the
doing the. I remember
Samantha
he had to
glitch.
write the bomb step on a fucking
Dude,
whiteboard.
the bomb step is a bit. But I like there's the Samantha glitch where you lose all your weapons and your
Oh my
perks and
god,
everything.
that was a thing just in
Uh,
all of BO3 though.
there was you would sit there and go down randomly, all this shit. And so we're doing the Easter egg, and we get all the way to the final boss, and we're about to go in, and I'm going through the little like sewer thing that it has, and it like glitches me out and crashes my game at the very last second
As we're going into the boss fight.
as we're going into the boss fight, and they sat there and they continue on without me and beat the boss.
Yeah, that
And I
was
was
the run
like,
that we won because we had been to the boss like 2 or 3 times by that point, but this is the one that we won.
and there I was like, can we go
Obviously,
back at
Mason was
some
holding
point
us
and do
back.
this? Fuck you, no. No, I was not. But they were like, I was like, yeah, can we go back and do it at some point? And they're like, yeah, never, never went back into this match.
Yeah, we never even really
Never
talked to
went
them
back.
again.
Never did it again. They sat there and left and were gone, and I never got to do Go Rod Kirby.
And
But it's
still to
honestly
this
like a
day, it's the
really
only
cool
one that you
map.
haven't done.
That and Shadows, but honestly, like Shadows is the fact of you need 4 people and
Yeah, but
like
you've never tried Shadows though.
yeah, that's my point. It's like like the
Yeah,
Go
the
Rod is
Golrod
like
had the best edition or
Raygun Mark
re-edition,
III. Oh,
EPSH.
the PV. Oh my god, it's
EPSH
so
finally makes its
beautiful.
return from World at War.
It is so beautiful. It
Yep.
is such. You get that. You get the fucking Ray
Yep.
Gun Mark III.
Raygun Mark III is the
You
wonder
get the
weapon.
dragon on your arm. You get the best shield. You get the fucking dragon shield that you can upgrade. You get
Yeah,
to
it
upgrade
included new
monkeys.
clothing options that you can get by completing challenges, which will give you new
The
effects.
helmets. The helmets and stuff.
Yep. So in terms of bosses, it had the Manglers, which were soldiers with armor and arm cannons. There were the Valkyrie drones, which were little 3 tentacled drones that would fire lasers at you.
The dragon was floating around the map.
There was a
Not
dragon
really
floating
a
around the map, but it
boss.
wasn't an enemy. It would just
Yeah,
kind
you
of
just shoot
close
fire
areas
everywhere.
off.
Yeah.
And
Which you could
then,
just pull out your shield and stuff, but
yes. And then there were also napalm zombies, which would make their return.
yeah.
But they
Um,
functioned differently than they did
it
in
also had
Shangri-La.
the Dragon Airstrike, which you could also upgrade, which was pretty cool.
Yes.
Like they added stuff and they made it to where you could upgrade the stuff. Like
Also
monkeys
the
literally
first map
came
where
out
you
and you
could
could upgrade
upgrade.
monkeys.
Yeah, upgrade Monkey Bomb.
Yeah, like stuff like that. It was so cool. Like they added stuff like it's a really cool map. The Easter egg is kind of ridiculous if you're not planned ahead and
Yeah,
have the people to
some
do
of the
it.
steps do feel kind of like bullshit, like the bomb step. The
The
some of the
guide
steps are
one where
cool
you
though. Like I
guide.
like the tower defense one.
That defense one's cool. To get pack, you have to go to this other area and sit there and you got to do a defense system and just survive
Yeah,
in
you have to
this little
defend a few
area.
pods, get the pieces to coordinate the dragon. Then you can call the dragon in and ride it to pack a punch, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like there's a bunch of stuff that's like really cool on this map. It's just I have a personal grudge
So yeah, again,
that drags the map
another
down for
S
me.
tier map for Black Ops 3.
Like Black Ops 3 is honestly because one thing that we didn't mention actually is they changed a kind of key major like game mechanic. You get 3 hits instead of two.
I always had 3 because I always have Jug.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, with Jug you get
Yeah,
4 now. Yeah. So Gorod
and then
Krovi,
also you can
another really
slide.
good map.
Ooh.
Yeah. Then we go to Revelations.
Revelations is pretty fun too. I'm not gonna lie.
Revelations
It's
is
just a lot.
it is the map that I can say that at any time I want, if I want to just have fun on a map, I'll go to the Revelations. I love this map. I wouldn't say it's my favorite because I recognize it is not a perfect map. It's not even really like a super amazing map, but it's a map where I feel like it's super easy, and you could always have a good time. There's plenty to do because you can go for the hat challenges, which are a lot more
You get
interesting than the
so much
ones
more.
in Gorod Krovi, where Gorod Krovi they're like just kill an enemy in this type of way. These are like, okay, yeah, go shoot these targets and then get headshots near these items to like for a soul box. Kill X amount of enemies, wall of gas is out.
Yep.
Go uh knock down the skull, and then whenever the anti-grav is
Kill
on and
zombies.
their Eisendrach room, get kills. Like they're
Stuff like that.
varied, and they give you a lot better abilities than a Goron Krovi.
And it's just like something else to do. Like the thing about Revelations that makes it fun is it targets the audience that wants to survive and go for round based stuff. Like you
Or
have like
the people who want to do challenges.
exactly like the Easter egg
It
type
has
people,
something
like the
for
people that are
everyone.
like it's a really good map.
Speaking of
It
having
literally
something for
combines a bunch
everyone,
of maps.
speaking of having something for everyone, there is not enough wonder weapons for everyone. Uh,
Yeah, there's
it
only
has
two.
no new wonder weapons, instead bringing back two classic weapons, one from BO3 and one from BO1. That being the Apothecon Servant from
From
Shadows of
BO3.
Evil and the Thunder Gun. And ooh, Thunder Gun. God,
Being in Black Ops 3, it's just clean. It's just crisp. It's such a crisp thing to hold.
I love it. Apothecon
Like Black
Servant
Ops
is
3,
better, but
Black Ops 3
I'll take Thunder
Zombies
any day.
is where it's at, especially for new people. I feel like almost everybody can agree that Black Ops 3 is like
It is
where
goaded
it's meant to be.
specifically for one reason. It is the peak of zombies because during the cycle of the following Call of Duty, Treyarch went back and added Zombie Chronicle, which
Added
brought
what,
back
8?
every single World at War map, almost every single Black Ops 1 map, with the exception of 5 and Call of the Dead, and
Yep.
Origins from BO2.
Yep.
It is, if you could only play one game to play zombies, this would be the one you should play. It has so
And
much to offer.
which so if you play it on PC for this and World of War, you get custom zombie maps. But we're not here to really talk about it. I'm just gonna kind of mention it. They in both this game and that game they offer custom maps so the community could build their own thing, which was really cool.
Yeah, which there has
Um,
been a large custom zombie scene for World at War for a really long time.
yeah, it's just
And
people are really liking Black Ops
yeah,
3 right now.
some of them were able to migrate over to BO3. I would still say World at War probably had it better.
I don't know. I feel like
Maybe it
people
was due to
people are really
timing
popping off.
that it was out
Maybe.
and popular, but I feel like World at War, just like the custom zombie scene was bigger than the Black Ops 3 custom zombie scene. But anyway, Black Ops 3 is definitely the peak. But because it's the peak, you know what that
It's
means.
it's
It's
got to
all
have a
downhill from
downfall.
here.
I was saying it's literally gonna have a downfall.
So we go into Black Ops 4, which had so much hype coming off of Zombie Chronicles. And
And it's not necessarily a letdown. It's just pretty. It's
no, the launch
it's a
was a
pretty bad
letdown.
letdown.
Because
It's a
on
pretty bad
launch, it was
letdown.
almost unplayable. It was so buggy. But it did start with 3 maps on launch, 4 if you bought the Season Pass.
And chronologically,
Yeah, we're
the
going to be
first
going down the
map
maps chronologically as we have thus far, starting with Voyage of Despair.
is the Titanic. You're on the Titanic.
And me and Mason I believe we have opposing opinions on this. I fucking hate this map.
Yeah, I think it's okay. Like, it is not a
Oh
terrible
yeah, it's
map.
okay. Tell
It's
me what the wonder
just
weapon is.
that's why I said it's okay because I just remember playing it.
This man
Yeah,
didn't even
I got
play it.
I barely played it.
So the wonder weapon
Like,
was the Kraken. It was a giant 4 barreled cannon, and it would shoot
I forgot
cannonballs.
about that stupid
It
thing.
had 4 variants, I believe. That were elemental, the same as the bows and staffs and all that junk. The bosses were the
The tall motherfucker.
the tall spider monster,
The
and
tall fucker.
they so we're going to specifically do the voyage boss first, which
That was
is
so
the
creepy.
I forget the actual name, but it's a crew member that has a like coal poker, and
Something
he
like
has
that,
like
yeah.
fire and like burn marks on him and stuff. I forget the name though. But Black Ops 4 is split into two storylines. There's the classic Ether story, and then there's the new Chaos story. Specifically in the Chaos side, there are new enemies other than just the zombies. In the Chaos line, you have Catalyst zombies, of which there is electric, fire, ice, and toxic variants. And then there's also a giant spider-like enemy that is kind of a mix between the spider boss from Zetsubo and the Margwas. So those are in
Mhm.
every Chaos map, but specifically in Voyage, there is the Coal Poker Man. I don't remember his name. But yeah, I personally really dislike this map. It's the one I played the least.
So I feel like it's just not a bad map. It's just like there's nothing like to it that's super crazy and like good.
Yeah.
Because like
But
the thing about Black Ops 4 is the perks that also changed.
yes,
We
no
didn't really talk
longer
about
is
that.
there Jug is in this spot,
Speed
Quicksilver
is in this
here.
spot. Yeah, all that
Now there
stuff.
are 4 machines that are locked into a location, and you will pick what perk goes in those slots, and that is all that will be on the map. Whatever you put in the
Now
fourth slot will get a
the
special effect.
Zeus, the Zeus slot.
Was it
Was that
Zeus?
what? I'm pretty sure it was Zeus. The Zeus slot is what gave you
Oh yeah, go ahead and name all the
a
gods that were
bonus
there.
thing. There was Zeus.
Yeah,
There was Odin.
yeah.
Um, there was the Egyptian one.
Which was?
Now you now you make me think of it. I'm not gonna get it. The Egyptian dude. Fucking, you know who I'm talking about. That dude.
Who?
I just don't remember the fourth one.
Who was it?
It was it was fuck. I don't remember. It was like
Raw.
I know one of them was like crawl. Yeah, raw. That's
Raw
it.
the sun god. And the last one
Yeah,
was
I
Banu,
couldn't think of it. Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten that one. I did not
the
remember that one.
Celtic goddess.
Uh, yeah, but each one you just put in the slot. But Zeus, I'm pretty
Yes.
sure,
I like the
was the one
system,
that
but I
gave
also
you the
hate the
thing.
system because it means that they can add new perks whenever they want, because then you can just put them wherever. But it also means that it perks are going to be a
It's
lot
limited to
less.
four.
You can't change your playstyle. Like if you go down and be like, okay, well, I'm instead of getting these perks, I'm going to go get these perks this time. Also, Jug was removed, and Double Tap was removed.
It's just weird because like
And on
it
launch, you
lowers
still
the
only
amount
had
of
three
perks you can
hits.
use or
You only had
have.
you still only have 3 hits on launch, and there's no Jug anymore.
You know? Like it was a weird system that they did, and honestly, I kind of don't know why they would change it so much after seeing how great Black Ops 3 did.
Yeah, and Double Tap was removed, of which we didn't even explain why because we said we were going to, and then we didn't. Black Ops 2 changed the effect of Double Tap. In World at War and Black Ops 1, it would double your fire rate. Black Ops 2 onward, it had the new ability of whenever you fire a shot, 2 bullets will come out instead of 1. Because the problem is Double Tap would burn through all your ammo. Now you're using the same ammo but getting twice the damage. So basically, it just doubled your damage. It was insanely powerful, and so they removed it in Juggernog because they didn't want crutch perks. Now, after realizing, hey, 3 hits and no Jug makes people mad, after I believe it was a week, they made it to where you got 4 hits for Black Ops 4 across the board without Jug because there was no. But yeah, overall, Voyage not my favorite. Then we go to 9.
Nine.
9
Nine,
is
nine, nine.
it's an S tier. There's
I had
no ifs,
fun,
ands,
yeah.
or buts. This is a top tier map. People can say if there was a favorite map that to come out of BO4, it was definitely 9.
It's just got so much like so you're literally in
It's so
a
simple.
gladiators arena
Like
starting
Voyage
off.
was just so complex. All the other maps were just so complex. 9 was just so simple and fun. New enemies included the Tiger, the Gladiator,
The gladiator,
of which
yeah.
there were 2 variants, and the Wonder Weapon. I fucking loved it. I forget if this is the base or the Pack-a-Punch, but it was Orion's Fury. It was literally a magic scorpion strapped to a piece of wood, and it would shoot out like
Yes, sir.
an electric chain, and it was so cool.
Yes, sir. That's what we like to hear.
Also, Black Ops 4 changed the pack-a-punch system. Since I brought up pack-a-punching, it changed the pack-a-punch system. So initially, World at War, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, you pack-a-punch, boom, you have your weapon, cool. Black Ops 2, 3 changed it, and you could double pack-a-punch to get a special effect for your weapon. Black Ops 4 changes it yet again. To get the full power of your weapon, you have to pack-a-punch your weapon 6 times.
Which is fucking crazy.
It was fucking stupid. But yeah, 9, very simple map. It's basically in the X shape. It has an upstairs and a downstairs. You spawn in the middle of the X on the top floor, and then Pack-a-Punch is at the bottom of the X in the downstairs in the Undercroft. And yeah, it's simple. There's not really much to say. It's a good map.
Plus the challenges you could do on it, those were pretty fun.
Yeah, then we go to Blood of the Dead.
I honestly, I think I barely played it. I'm not gonna lie.
I have so many bad experiences with this map because it was so buggy for the longest time. Me and Sean tried the Easter egg so many times, and we never failed because we lost. We always failed because the ghost step would bug out, or the bird step would bug out.
Which was this one again? This one was this one was in the mansion, right? Was it the mansion? The
This is
vampires and stuff.
no.
No, that's Night of the Dead. I'm thinking of Night of the Dead. I'm
This is
thinking
the
of
Mob of the Dead remake.
that's what it was. Yeah, this one was it the Easter egg was pretty like the ending of the Easter egg was pretty cool.
I did eventually do the Easter egg on this like after all the maps were out, but on launch it was way too buggy. It's literally just Mob of the Dead on Black Ops 4's engine, but with a few areas added and I think one area omitted.
Yeah. I mean you got like the walkway and like
Yeah, the new areas
that part's
include
just
Spawn,
annoying.
Everett Coffin's lab, the areas that sort of surround that, the Warden's house,
Which is really weird.
and
You know what
the
I'm saying?
areas that we are now missing is the bridge. And overall, eh, it's mid.
Yeah, like it's very disappointing because like Mob was like super hype. Like for me personally, I never really played too much Mob of the Dead,
Yeah,
but like I can sit there and be a person to be like, okay, yeah, Mob is a pretty good map,
yeah. It brings
but
back
going through and playing
the
this, it's just like, ugh.
brings back the Blundergat with a new variant. You still have basic acid and the Pack-a-Punch variants, but now you also have a fire version. The fire is the worst version. um, at least in my opinion, I still prefer the basic.
Yeah,
But anyway, that's
and
one.
that's basically it. Yeah, it's just there, like cool, like I guess.
So then we go into the
Yay.
map that I don't know about you, about which of the 4 maps you were the most hyped for.
I was hyped about this map.
I was hyped about Classified the most.
This map was so hype,
You have the
but
OG
pretty
characters
disappointing.
back. It's a remake of 5, so we're back in the Pentagon. Winter's Howl back, but it's a lot better.
Actually
Pentagon Thief's
useful.
gone. I remember whenever we first saw the intro video for it, I fell in love with it. I love it. It's so good.
They added the back room area at spawn.
Backrooms? Yeah, they added the office area at spawn. They also added some
Where you can knock on the
offices.
door.
They also added a lab in the middle floor, and you can now go to Area 51 from Moon, and that's where the Pack-a-Punch is now.
Yeah,
Very
I forgot about
cool.
that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 5
Not,
remake.
nothing really. Yeah, the disappointing part about it is the Easter egg.
Yeah, so
Honestly,
initially people were looking for an Easter egg and could not find it, and then eventually they did find it, and you had to get to round 150.
150. I thought it was 151.
Mm,
Or
You had to fit,
115 or
you had to
151 or it
finish.
was something
You
like
had to
that.
get to round 150, and it would start.
Yeah, it was some crap like
And
that.
then they changed it to round 50, and that's where it sits to this day.
Is that is ridiculous. 150 rounds.
Yeah, which
That's just like too much
which
time. Like,
they said that it was because they wanted to give some to high rounders, but fuck, I don't want to go to around 150 on 5.
I somewhat understand round 100, but then what they should have done
But
is had an Easter egg
150?
for had an Easter egg for people that did high rounds and people that did like actual like looking for Easter eggs. They should have had two separate Easter eggs. Like the round based one should have either been a lot more important because
Or you
probably
don't
it
even know
took a
about
lot more
game
skill.
development. So anyway, Night of the
You know
Dead.
more. You know what I mean? Yeah, vampires, werewolves, all this
Yep,
other stuff.
vampires, werewolves, uh, guest characters, guest
Zombies.
actors. Um,
Really, I don't even remember that. Maybe it's just because I never really cared for this map.
yeah, new characters. Yeah, I didn't play it much. The wonder weapon was a like revolver
Pistol.
blaster
Yeah,
thing.
whatever.
Yeah,
It's probably
it
silver,
was
but yeah.
it was okay. The
I
layout
remember we.
was very
It's a pretty big
basic.
map. It's a pretty big
It's
map.
another X-shaped map.
I
It's
remember it
okay.
being pretty decent, like a pretty decent size. It's like,
It was pretty big. Yeah, all the maps in BO4 were decently big.
yeah,
Yeah, it was fun. I wouldn't say it was like an amazing map though.
there's nothing too crazy about it other than the fact of vampires, werewolves,
Yeah, they
like this
definitely went
other
for the
stuff.
whole like monster mash vibe.
Yeah, they literally were doing the monster mash.
Yeah, so yeah, we're not gonna stick on that one for too long because
It's not that
there's not
crazy.
really that much to say about it to be honest. Not that
And
crazy.
then we got ancient evil.
Ancient evils. Um, ancient or we're in Greece. Medusa,
It's the
Perseus, Pegasus.
Pegasus. I think
Really,
there's an
really cool
Ares
wonder
in,
weapons.
isn't there?
It had the gauntlets, of which there were 4. It basically is like the staffs or bows. There are 4 of them. Um, and they all have very unique powers. That's the thing that I think separates them from like the drawback between like staffs and bows, where like you're either team staff or team bow. Whereas the gauntlets are just their own thing because they're all so different
Yeah,
from anything we've seen before. Like one of them would call down a giant like FU laser from the fucking sky. Like that one was the coolest. But yeah, it's like good weapons, good atmosphere for the map. It was beautiful. Um, I remember
they
playing
had a
it
lot of cool stuff.
I played it a decent amount. I didn't play it a lot because I wasn't big for like a lot of the chaos elements. I didn't like the catalyst zombies. I didn't like the spider guy. So I didn't play it that much, and I feel like that holds it back is that it has a lot of those drawbacks from it being a chaos map as opposed to an ether map. But I would say overall it's pretty good. I would say it's one of the better BO4 maps.
Yeah, it's just it's something to just hop on. Like it's something to just jump in there.
Yeah. Then Alpha Omega.
Mm, me and you played this one together at least a good bit.
Yeah.
Like
So it had the 4 variants of the raygun Mark II, which
it's
were
Nuketown, by the way.
it's a remake of
it is
Nuketown.
it's
It's literally
expanded
just
Nuketown.
Nuketown with an underground area, and you can walk down the street. That's the map.
Yeah, basically.
That's
Like
really all there
it's
is to say about it, to be honest.
the
I
ray
can't
guns
really
are
think of
pretty
anything too
cool.
special to say. It
The
has
ray
Nova
guns are
crawlers and
pretty
dogs.
cool. Uh,
That's all I got. That's all I got.
yeah, I can't really think of anything too much either.
Yeah,
I just like the
BO.
ray guns because
Honestly,
we
I
had
feel
4
like
different varieties of
a
them.
way to describe BO4 is just a rehash. It's very basic, and it's not that interesting.
Yeah,
So it would end with Tog Der Toten, which is a remake of Call of the Dead. No George Romero, no actors were. We're still with the we're with the Origins crew and the original crew at the same time. Same with Alpha Omega.
I don't think I really played this map. I think I played it like once or twice.
Yeah, I was not even in the state when this came out.
Hang on, Austin.
So overall, it was a pretty meh map. Um, I mean, it had the Thunder Gun. It also had the Tundra Gun, nice variant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
That was really.
there's a gold pack a punch. You pack a punch once, and it'll put your weapon to max. That's all I got. New
Yeah, I
tactical,
mean,
I guess. To replace monkeys, you can get the music box. Oh yeah, how could I forget? There's another wonder weapon. There's a Wonderwaff sniper rifle.
fuck, I forgot about that.
Why no scavenger? So that's BO4, and
It's
honestly, it's a
that's
massive downgrade from BO3. Just in terms of map selection, in terms of gameplay function, I would say across the board, I wouldn't say there's anything BO4 does better than BO3.
yeah, not really, nothing really at all. Like it's kind of a letdown. Like they shouldn't have changed so much that they did.
Yeah. So Cold War.
Which a lot of y'all are honestly probably familiar with. Like it's a newer thing that both the newer fans probably tried and the older fans probably tried because the very first map, Die Machine, literally brings in Nocturne to a point in an area. In an area, it's there.
Yeah. So Die Maschine, Nocturne Toten as the base. You can go around it, and you can go underground into a bunker. Yeah, not really much
Uh,
more to say.
the
The
ray gun
Wonder,
is super powerful.
yeah, the ray gun's actually relevant now. Um, the
They
Wonder
have
Weapon,
a
the Die Machine. Left trigger sucks up zombies. Right trigger shoots out a blast. It has four
basically
elemental
has
variants, just
infinite
like
ammo.
things always are nowadays. That's about it.
Oh, the perk system is also back to like Jug and stuff,
Yeah, so the perk
and you can
system is back
actually
to
upgrade
OG.
it.
The perks are in actual locations now. They're not like four random machines where you choose what they go. It's actual things now. Uh, yeah, Jug's back. Double tap did not come back.
Double, oh fuck, I forgot they didn't bring back double jab.
At least I don't believe it was. Speed Cola also gone.
I thought they brought it back at some point.
I don't believe so. Because I believe they made it a separate ability. Or maybe that was that BO4 that did that?
I think it was one
I
of the
I
two.
don't
Either
know.
way, either way,
Either way, perk
that
systems, it's back to being
it's
OG with a few omissions. Yeah, D Machina, I mean it's the default map. It's very simple. There's a new perk. I forget the name of it, but it essentially just makes or elemental pops. It essentially just makes it to where whenever you shoot a weapon, there's occasionally a special elemental effect that will happen to your shot. That's it. Pretty
yeah,
good.
basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Steam Machina. So the first DLC,
Okay.
and also we've ditched the
Firebase Z.
DLC system now. We've fully
Yeah.
ditched it. So no longer 4 DLCs. Now we're on the season pass system, which I hate. Because it means less content, more regular content, but less bigger content. So the first map
Basically, yeah.
would be Firebase Z. Yeah, it's all right. You start in a
We
smaller
played a good
area.
map.
That's pretty simple,
It's
honestly.
kind of similar to Moon to a point where like you're
Yeah, you
just
start in an
constantly
area and
getting
then you can
rushed by
teleport to a
zombies.
bigger area. The difference is that this starting area actually has weapons and training area. Like it's a normal area. Um,
It's just
you
you can
teleport to the
even.
main map, and it's a giant loop.
Oh,
So
we forgot. You can also actually I probably might not have just heard you, but you can either do the Easter egg to beat the game, or they added
oh
extractions
yeah, you can extract now
after what every 10 rounds or so,
every 5.
every five.
It
Yeah, you
starts
get
at
you the
round 10.
chance to do an extraction, and the extraction makes like whole attack on you happen while this helicopter's coming
Yeah,
to
it
pick you up.
starts at round 10, available every 5 after. It also changes the pack-a-punch system again. Now there's just 3 levels. There's also a weapon rarity system where your weapon will start uncommon, but you can
It's
get
kind of dumb.
uncommon, rare, epic, legendary. It's very stupid and I hate it. Please
Yeah,
don't
because
bring it back.
literally all you need is a one weapon, and then for the most part, just shotguns. Shotguns are like the best part.
Yeah,
The
literally just
like
or a melee weapon
because the point system, yeah, the melee weapons are good. The point system is no longer how many bullets and stuff you put into zombies. It's if you kill a zombie
based on kills
and stuff like that.
exclusively. Also, no more starting with a starting pistol. You choose a loadout.
Yep.
Okay.
So
But anyway, Firebase Z, the wonder weapon was the Ray K. It was basically a ray gun AK mix. It was
it was pretty
alright.
cool. I thought it was unique because like I remember back in Black Ops days, people used to make like fan designs of stuff like that like all the time, like
Yeah,
all the
it was
fucking
definitely
time.
cool to see.
Not super
Um,
powerful.
yeah, there were defense missions that would occasionally pop up every couple missions. There was a boss that would come in every now and then. During those defenses, um, dogs came back again, and yeah, Firebase Z. Overall, it was definitely nice to have something new after us having Steam Machine It just for so long because it took so long for this map to come out. It came out timeline wise probably in between where DLC 1 and 2 should have come out.
honestly.
But then we
But
get to a part that I very much dislike, which is Outbreak and Onslaught. We'll start with Onslaught because it's simpler. Essentially, take a multiplayer map, zombies spawn on it now. There you go, have fun.
yeah,
Mason liked it, I hated it.
for what? For which one?
Onslaught.
Oh, I think so. Here's the
Mason
thing.
liked it, but I
I
didn't.
don't like it. I don't like it. I think the thing that makes it interesting is it gives you an extra thing to do. I
Yeah,
will not say I
I
like that.
never.
That like it's
I played
honestly
it
it's just an
once, never touched it
extra
again.
thing to have.
So, but yeah, that was a kind of minor thing, and it was PlayStation exclusive for the longest time because it was there on launch, but it was only for PlayStation users, and then it wouldn't come to Xbox and PC until I believe the end of the game cycle, or pretty close. But then we have
You know,
Outbreak.
Outbreak. Okay,
Open
I
world zombies
so
is what it was touted as.
and that's what it
It
basically what it
is,
is.
but
Yeah,
it's okay. You spawn in a big ass map, you do an objective, and then you teleport to a different big ass map. They're all from multiplayer. And I'll be honest, I don't think it's fun at all. Some people love it, I hate it.
it's another chill thing to do with friends, but like it shouldn't be a main focus. It should be a okay.
It
Here's you something
yeah.
else to do.
And it was something that was updated multiple times, and it definitely took away from round based. So if you were a round based fan, whenever Outbreak stuff was happening, it was a rough time because you only had
You
two maps. So
yeah, you're just stuck.
most people either grinded out those two maps or they just completely jump ship.
They grinded those two maps and then went back to Black Ops 3, or they just said, you know what, and we're going back to Black Ops 3. Like
Yeah,
they kind of just went back to the good
yeah,
old
the
days
hype
because
definitely
like,
was not there for Outbreak for most OG players.
but Outbreak you just have a bunch of different maps and areas you go to, different things,
It has all
different
the wonder weapons
objectives,
from the other maps, so
stuff like
the
that.
D Machina and the Ray K are both present. But then we
Um,
would finally, after a while, we would finally receive a new round-based Mauer, which is my
Mauer
favorite
Toten.
out of all
That's pretty
the Cold
fun.
War maps. The wonder weapon is literally just it's basically just the Raygun Mark II, but just better. It was
Yeah,
pretty fun. I liked it. It's literally the map is just Berlin at night. That's yeah, it's a very simple map. You start on the roofs, you go down to the streets, you go down to the sewers. That's it. Very simple, very cut and dry. I like it. It works.
like it's pretty cool. Like You get all the zip lines and stuff. That's the right one, right? You're on
Yeah,
the
the
buildings.
zip lines.
Okay. Uh, but you sit there and you just do the zip lines at the beginning, and then you get down to the bottom of the streets and stuff.
Yep, very
The
very
Easter
fun.
egg's also not like the Easter
Yeah,
egg's
it's
pretty
it's pretty
hard.
easy.
The boss isn't that hard, but the Easter egg itself is pretty. Like the boss is
Um,
just like it's just like
so
it
overall,
eats
I
up
would say
so many shit.
this is the best Cold War map. Some people will say it is this next one though, or maybe the first one. Most people don't say Pirate Bay Sea though, even though it was
Yeah,
decent.
I like the first one a lot.
The last one
Forsaken,
is Forsaken, which is literally ripped from the campaign. So is Mauer. They're both ripped straight from the campaign, which just makes it even more frustrating whenever you're like, so we only got 4 maps in total for this game, the same as World at War. And 2 of the maps are straight out of the campaign.
yeah, and
Like,
like you're not getting anything original, and it's just disappointing.
yeah, Forsaken, the
But
water weapon's cool. It's a crystal axe that uses energy from the ether, or I think the dark ether specifically, but who cares?
you can also turn it into a ranged
Yeah,
weapon.
it turns into like a little laser gun thing. It's pretty cool. Uh, there's little like off-brand Margwas running around.
Yeah, I forgot about those things.
Yeah. Overall,
Okay,
it's the
I,
the map is a giant line. You spawn in an area, run to the end, teleport, run to a teleporter, teleport again, run to the end, teleport. Now you're in like the top of the map, and then you zip line back down to like the second area.
yeah,
It's literally a giant fucking loop. Or it's a giant line with a couple connections here and there. I don't really
it's
care for the
just
layout, but overall, it's fun enough for what it is. But I looking at Cold War as a whole, I feel like we can agree that it was it was a step up from BO4, but it was not even close to matching BO3.
I think what they really should have done is they should have focused on doing a lot more original stuff, but also keeping things that people loved from Black Ops 3. Because that's where I think they mess up for Black Ops 4. Is like they're like, okay, well, we're gonna take away the stuff that people liked in Black Ops 3.
Yeah, they were like continuous like we're going to try new things, and then people didn't like the new things, and so nowadays they're literally just reusing a lot. Okay, so after Cold War, although it's not a Treyarch game, Treyarch would develop zombies for Vanguard, and we would get Vanguard zombies. We're only going to briefly touch on this because neither of us actually played it
Yeah,
because
not
we
at
were
all.
in the camp of boycott Vanguard.
Yeah, because like it's so. So we played the beta,
We did play the
uh,
beta, and we
for
watched
multiplayer.
stuff
For
on the
multiplayer,
zombies whenever it actually came out. No one really had anything good to say about it, so we did not pick the game
not a
up.
single person. It was basically like that's okay. We're
It
drawing the
was,
line.
yeah, it was just bad, bad.
Yeah. So we can't even really say too much on it. I'm pretty sure it was pretty sure like it was just like
But
onslaught where you
most
are on
people
the
would
multiplayer
agree that
maps
it was literally set up like Onslaught and Outbreak,
and like
where you'd go in, do an objective, and then go to a new thing.
the thing about that is if you have that, you should also have round based maps that are like
Yes.
for like that's
So,
having both is not an issue. Having one or the other is the issue. I
because
think you
now
should
you
stick to
have
just round
fans of
based, but
both, which I can agree. If you were an Outbreak fan, it would suck if there was only round based.
yeah, exactly.
I
Like
can see
they
that,
should
but
have both.
yeah, as a round based player, it feels like for that game we were just kind of ignored. So now we get
But
annoyingly to Modern Warfare 3, which will also have Treyarch working the zombies for a
it makes no
non-Treyarch
sense.
game.
It makes no sense. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be bad. Don't get me wrong on that one
Mason thinks it's
because
gonna be
we
bad.
haven't probably
I
because
think it's gonna be bad.
it's a it's gonna be a Modern Warfare game.
From all of the
Why?
information that we've heard about it, I expect it to be bad. It's literally zombies on a DMZ map. There's going to be human enemies on it that are going to shoot at you.
So dumb.
You can
I
only
didn't
be
even know
playing
that
for
part.
an hour before you have to end the game.
Yeah, before you have to extract or
Now, to be
whatever.
fair, most people don't play that long anyway, but it's still pretty dumb. Instead of rounds, there are 3 zones, which are equivalent to round areas. So zone 1 is supposed to be like the low rounds, zone 2 is like around 25-ish, and then I believe zone 3 is around 50-ish. I hate this
And
system. They still want you to do extractions. There are still objectives to do. It's going to be up to 6 players. I believe that it's 6-player teams, but I believe more than one team can be present on the map at any given time. It's online only. So me and
it seems like
Mason
it's gonna
may
be more of a
load in.
competitive thing.
Me and Mason may load in, but then there may be a team of like 6 Joe Schmoes kicking around in zone 2. Now we can't fight them. Like it's not a competitive thing, but it's
Oh,
like
thank God! If it was competitive,
yeah, it
oh,
is. Thankfully, it's not competitive.
that would have been
Supposedly,
so
which it may
stupid.
that may not even be a thing. It may not be where they can load in with you. It may just be your team. But from it's there's we don't have a lot of the details because game's not out yet,
It's
so we don't really know how everything's gonna play. But from everything that's been reported about it, things aren't looking good for classic players. So I'm not keeping my hopes up, and I probably won't pick up the game unless
we'll see.
it comes out and then it blows everyone away.
Yeah, we'll see. Like
But overall, when you look over the zombies as its own sort of thing in the Call of Duty sphere, World at War set a foundation, Black Ops 1 built on it, Black Ops 2 evolved, not always necessarily in the perfect way, but it definitely brought in a lot of interesting mechanics like craftables and all these different mechanics. It did a lot of good things. Mob of the Dead, Origins, Buried, very good. It had a
and
few
then it led
missteps
to
with
Black
transit
Ops. Damn.
uh, and Die Rise, but then you get to Black Ops 3, which is we agree is the peak of the series.
Peak.
Shadows, banger, Giant. It's a remake, so it is what it is. Their Eisendrach, banger, Sitzbo, banger, Go Run, banger, Revelations, banger. Like it, Black Ops 3 just doesn't stop. And then Black Ops 4 definitely dropped off. It had a bad launch, which put sour taste in people's mouths, and it never really shook that stigma. Cold War kind of recovered a bit. It brought people back. It brought in new people, especially with Outbreak. Not that we really liked it, but some people do.
Yeah.
And
Like
some people see that
Outbreak is
as
just
the
like
zombies.
it's just something to do. It's just
Yeah,
another thing to
it's a
do.
change of pace.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. Like it's something like, okay, let's hop in here. Let's
so they
level up our
so
weapons.
they
Let's do
kind of
this.
recovered a bit with Cold War, but then Vanguard they misstepped hard and fell off again, and it's not looking like Modern Warfare 3 is going to be the big bounce back, like comeback that
But
they're looking
everybody
for.
says
Yeah, it's not the
everything.
comeback.
Call of Duty's back. Call of Duty's back.
Yeah, everyone's saying Call of
Yeah,
Duty's back.
no.
They're mostly talking about multiplayer, but it
Still,
this is not zombies comeback. Or maybe they'll prove us wrong, but we'll see about
we'll
that.
see. We'll see
But
about
yeah,
that one.
that's the state of zombies.
We didn't obviously talk about Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, stuff like
Yeah, we
that.
stuck specifically to Treyarch.
Not saying those are bad zombie maps. I think we both agree that Infinite Warfare, Zombies in Spaceland is a
Yeah,
fire
Zombies in
map.
Spaceland is an amazing map. The other Infinite Warfare map's bad.
I've never
Zombies in
played it, so I
Spaceland,
can't stand it.
top tier.
Literally our
I
favorite map
love
to go
that
back and
map. I
play. I can't
love
even
it.
lie. But like not bad. We just stuck to the Treyarch just so people aren't like,
Yeah.
what about the burger map from Advanced Warfare, Burger
Yeah, well,
Town,
we got
huh?
Burger Town in Forsaken. Oh yeah.
So
Oh yeah. What
like
about Extinction?
we got we got Burger Town at home, so it's okay.
Burger Town at home shows Infinite Warfare.
Or was it it's Advanced Warfare, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, 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 Advanced Warfare. My
I
bad.
was like, wait, I was hang on. But yeah, not a bad thing. But I mean, this was our whole zombie talk because like I feel like me and you were pretty chill with zombies. You're definitely more into the zombie story than I am.
Yeah, which we didn't touch on the story at all because we're already running at almost 2 hours
Yes, sir.
just doing an
Because there's a
overview
lot
of the
of zombie
maps.
maps,
Maybe at some
and
point
so we
we'll do a story.
and I'll listen.
Deep dive
I'll be here to listen
where
because
I'll
I'm more of
explain the
a
story and Mason can give his opinions since he doesn't know
yeah. There
shit.
you go. Yeah, I know barely like
Mason, quick,
anything.
who are the four characters in Transit?
Uh, Sam,
No,
Sammy, one of Sammy or something like
one of
that.
them's
Samuel,
Samuel.
Samuel. There's uh, uh, uh
Which one was
in the
Sam?
video.
Huh?
Samuel was the weird dude that talked to uh Richtofen.
Yeah,
Um,
Carlton, Misty, and Russman.
I couldn't, yeah, I wouldn't have known. I know my four. I know my four. That's all I need to know.